Hello and welcome to What's on the Tape, where I take 40-year-old ZX Spectrum tapes and attempt to load them and play them today. Okay, so this is this week's tapes. These are those special tapes that we made back in the day, those special versions of things. These are EMI tapes. These are actually quite interesting because they've got a little bit of a code that you can write there. You can probably even write it for the Spectrum, actually. It could probably work for the Specky. So yeah, we've got these EMI ones this week. It's from that bundle that I got, which is in What's in the Wild. If you've not watched it, have a little look at it. It's a new premium choice TV show from myself anyway, but this one's got Highway Encounter and Bruce Lee. Highway Encounter, that's really it's kind of a cool game because it's sort of Dalek-y in that one. Of course, Bruce Lee is a legendarily brilliant sort of action beat 'em up platformer, which is a great combination. And Raid Over Moscow on this particular one, another great game. It's very hard to get out of the hangar though. We really struggle with that. That's the only problem with that one. It's like sliding on ice when you come out of the hangar in the whole game. And on this one, so we've got about 7 games this week. We've got about 7 games. On this one, we've got Lords of Midnight, Booty, Mugsy, and Moon Alert. And this is a good arcade game. That's a conversion of an arcade game. It's kind of Moon Buggy, isn't it? Is it Buggy? No, Moon Patrol. That's the game. I was trying to think of that. Very hard. Moon Patrol. Booty, a fantastic game, released on the original white label. I might even have it handy. Hang on, see if I can see it. You can just stay there. Wait a sec. I might have it. I have. Just stay there. I've got it. Hang on. Let's see if we can get it out. Yeah, we've got it out. On the original white label, I remember buying this back in the day, and that cover just had me. These covers really did have me. I don't know about anybody else, but I kind of like the simplicity of this, where you dumped a screenshot on the front, so you sort of knew what you were getting. Obviously, the Firebird logo was awesome from British Telecom. The sort of greys and the whites there, very simplistic in its nature. I really quite like those. So yeah, that really grabbed me back in the day. But we've got Booty to play, which is a great game. A little star on the top corner usually means that one side doesn't load and the other does, from me. Yeah, John McCain, or Kane, sorry, who made that. Yeah, fantastic. No, brilliant game, that one. But yeah, we've got that one. We've got Mugsy, which everybody really rates, and it's actually quite clever. It's sort of about running the mob. Moon Alert, obviously, I said Moon Patrol, and Lords of Midnight, we're not going to be able to play, because I won't be able to work out the controls. Hang on, do I have it handy? No, I thought I had a copy of Lords of Midnight, and I clearly don't. I have the manual for it somewhere, but it's probably in a box that I can't find, especially for this. Anyway, without further ado, let's get one of these into a tape drive. Okay, the tape is in the drive, so we'll go down to our favourite, which is Basic, and load dit, or load speech marks. Used to call it dit as a kid because I didn't know it was a speech mark. So that's the answer, So what is it? It's a 2 little thingy in the air. It's dit, isn't it? So that's exactly what it has to be. It has to be dit. Anyway, we're going to start with the one with the 4 on it. So we got the Lords of Midnight, which, by the way, if you didn't know this already, and I'm probably going to put it in the comments below, it actually is commercially available but free from things like GOG. So if you go to GOG.com, you can actually download. Oh, there we go. It's a beautiful thing from the What's on the Tape. Straight away, we have the loading sound, nothing else. So maybe it'll load now, possibly. Oh, there we go. Good. It was just a previous recording over it. I think it was actually. If you look at it, if you looked at the cover, it was like it'd been Tippexed over because back in the day, white, that white paper stuff that used to put out was amazing, isn't it? If you think about all the things that go on nowadays, that you just delete it on your keyboard, don't you? But yeah, back then they had to sort of Tippex it out, unfortunately. Anyway. Yeah, it is commercially available on GOG.com. If you go there, visit there, and look for Lords of Midnight, you'll be able to find it from Mike Singleton still, I think, free, which is kind of awesome, really. But obviously with the more modernised graphics at the end of the day, slightly more modern overview of the whole thing. But also, of course, that comes with a manual, so that when we play this later and I push buttons and we don't know where we're going, because Beyond Software, by the way, oh my god, cardboard boxes. Oh, big cardboard boxes, big yellow and red cardboard boxes with glorious art on the front of it. I mean, this is the art for Lords of Midnight is just pure comic book goodness. This sort of it's loud. It's like Slain, isn't it? From 2000 AD. It looks good. It feels good. I'm not even sure what we're doing in the game, but I know that this is a fantastic looking cover. In fact, they're all quite good. I mean, I've got a few above my head, and I can't read the titles because they're just a bit too far up. Hang on. Is it Cytron? There's that one. Cytron. Enigma Force. And Shadow something or other. It's terrible because they're that far up I can't see them. They're right high up on my shelves, unfortunately. But I just can see the Beyond at the bottom of them, and then other things. To be fair, Beyond had one of my sort of favourite games with it. It was on the Soft Aid tape. Oh, Soft Aid was glorious. That was a hell of a tape. I remember picking that up for the first time and I found the image on the front quite disturbing. It's of an Ethiopian person starving, and I found it quite disturbing at the time. It took me a little while to pick that up, you know. And to be fair, I think at the time as well, it was between 10 games and this quite harrowing picture on the front. Or Wanted Monty Mole, and I went with the harrowing picture because I got 10 games for a start off, and of course the song, you know, Do They Know It's Christmas Time? Of course, very apt at this time when I'm recording this and video, and the fact that we're almost into December 2025, so we're almost there. But yeah, I remember it being a big thing. But Spellbound, of course, was also a Beyond game. There was quite a few. But I think they had a level of cool that's hard to. I mean, the cardboard boxes are not those sort of double thick cardboard boxes that I showed you in What's in the Wild. If you watch that, shamelessly plugging What's in the Wild. Shameless it is. Anyway, but if you saw that cardboard box in that, it's not that sort of, because basically you get single dual case, which is the single cassette, double dual case, which is 2 cassettes, and then you get a cardboard box that's basically a double dual case, double thick. If you've ever noticed, it's the same as double thick, amazingly. No, it's bigger than that. It's sort of dual case and a half, double size. It's kind of the same sort of stuff that you got from, and I can't remember the name of them. I'm looking at it as well. I can't see it. It's the glasses I got working. You know, I need binoculars to look all the way up on top of the massive warehouse of towers of stuffs that I have. It's surprising that it isn't echoing in here right now. Echo. But anyway, but the big boxes, basically really large boxes, sort of you know, uncomfortably unfitting in your shelves, but at the same time awesome. I mean that honestly, and I'm surprised that 40 years later they are still in good condition. I've got about 4 games up there from Beyond in my collection, and the boxes and the instructions and everything is in reasonable shape. The only thing that's sort of died on a little bit is the glue. The glue on the inside that holds the tape in position is actually, the tape cassette space is a little bit, well, they said to be a bit loose, so the glue has gone, but I don't really want to add more glue to something that's already had glue in it, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, how are you? How are you all? Last week was a epic, nearly 2-hour video. I think this one's going to be on similar sort of par, but we'll see when we get there. There it is. The Luxor, the Moon Prince stands at the Tower of the Moon, looking southwest to the Downs and Shadows. Now, this game came with one of those keyboard. What would you call them?
basically you dropped it on the keyboard and it gave you, you could then show what buttons you needed to press. So it was like an overlay. That's it, an overlay, keyboard overlay. So it came with an overlay that went on the keyboard. Same with things like Elite, and there was a few games that did it. I think Codename Matt had one as well, very small, fitted in a single jewel case. But you drop it on the keyboard and then you can push buttons and you know which way to go. But I know for a fact I don't know which way to go because that's us standing in a different place, northeast. I know that the buttons pressed on the top do things. And then we're riding through the forest. And then we're pushing buttons and there's some dragons there. And this is going to go very smoothly in the sense of the fact that I'm just going to push buttons here until I find something that resembles a button that can go. Yeah. I know. There we go. Look at that beautiful man there. There we go. 5 hours a day remain, and Luxor is utterly invigorated. Invigorated. He should be. Look at that outfit. He's got every colour on the spectrum on him. There, right there. Just right there. Except there might be a bit of green in there as well. Maybe a little bit of green. Yeah, I think he's got everything there. Yes, so he's invigorated. No. Yes. No. Enter. Buttons. I pushed a button and it says, do I want to load? The answer is no. No, I don't want to load. No, do not make me load. I'm not loading at all. Right, I'm having some coffee while it's pushing buttons. It's not doing anything. I don't like you. No likey. Oh, now it's trying to load. Right, we're not loading. Press the brake key. Escape key. No, can't do anything. Right, we're gonna load the next one. I knew that was not gonna go very well. Never really does. It's one of those games that I really want to play, but I just can't get my head round. I may have to find the instructions for a start off. I also have to find my copy of it, which is somewhere in the warehouse. It's here somewhere. We'll find it one day. Anyway, coffee. Oh God, I love coffee. Coffee is amazing. Right, okay, down to basic, and we'll go with load it again. I was really excited the other day. So, I got some new stuffs through that I've bought recently. I was really excited, really excited, because my wife, I found my wife, and I was talking to her on the way home, and I said, she said, "You've got some boxes. One of them says coffee all over it." I was like, "My God, it's happened! Dow Egberts has finally given in and decided to send me, vast." And then she said it was something else, and I said, This box of coffee that arrived, fancy looking coffee, has it been retaped up? And she looked at it and she went, "I don't think so." And then she realised that when she turned it over that it had been retaped up. Somebody had sent me, and I kind of almost respect the irony of that. Somebody had sent me tapes in a box that coffee was originally delivered in. They could have at least left one jar of the nice coffee, but never mind. So I don't even know what brand it was, but yeah, it was a coffee one. I found it. I can see it from here. Coffee Factory. Have you ever heard of Coffee Factory? I've not heard of Coffee Factory, but anyway, so I didn't get any coffee from the Coffee Factory either. So sponsorship is still available. I'll just put a jar of coffee in the corner of the screen. Nobody will notice. It'll be fine. Don't you worry about it. Big link at the top to click on it to buy coffee. Making myself laugh here. And cough at the same time. So, Booty. Oh, this is glorious. This is glorious. This is a glorious thing. But here's the story. I'm going to give you the story while I drink coffee. There you go. So you may have heard the story or the rumours or the history of the fact that if you load Booty with a current voice sort of adapter in, so the one that basically allows you to do speech on the spectrum, it gives you this level where you have to swim to the boat, or you're swimming along and you can shoot things as you go. The legend or the story goes that actually that was meant to be part of the main game, and the only reason that when you pull the current in, that it causes the game not to start in the same location in memory. So that was actually already part of the original game. So the point was that this was meant to be a more epic thing. So it wasn't just Booty as in the wandering around the ships, finding and collecting 128 booty items, there was also the swimming to the boat in the first place. So the cabin hand was meant to be sort of breaking his way back onto the ship to steal the booty from his captain, and that's the general gist of it. So, or certainly that's what I've read on a few occasions from people, that there was a thought that this should have been more than just the game it was, and that current plugin caused that loading, almost loading error that would allow you to play the hidden sub game, which means that it's somewhere in this code of this loading game of this game is a sub game as well as booty. I mean, that's quite amazing, realistically. Moonlight Madness is kind of the follow-on from this. If you've played Moonlight Madness, that was Bubble Bus that put that one out. It was pretty good, actually. I really quite like Moonlight Madness. Somebody sent me a copy, and I was delighted with it. I'm sure it was for sort of a birthday gift or just a gift in general. And somebody sent me a copy of Moonlight Madness. I was like absolutely delighted to see the same sort of sprites and styling. It's kind of the follow-up to this particular game. But this from Firebird, or released from Firebird, I just remember picking it up, and the cover. I'm a sucker for sort of bright neons and loud colours. I do like them. I didn't really like the sort of 2005, 2006 sort of to 2015, the 10 years there where we had the Xbox 360 and the sort of PlayStation 3. Everything was grey. I know. They wanted to make it sort of realistic, but gunmetal grey? I don't think so. It's not brilliant. It really isn't. Always thing I remember about this is when it finished loading, it goes straight into this sea shanty. And then after it stops doing the first round of the song, it stops and it starts flicking through screens of the game. Like that. There you go. So, and then it just flicks through the screen. So I didn't actually stop the music, but it starts flicking through the screen. So actually, that's first room, to be honest with you. And I'm going to press a key and see if I can get into it. See if I can remember to define keys 5. Perfect. Right. Okay. We want left, right, up, down, enter room. No, I can't use that. Space exits. Right. Okay. 0, down, and M to enter room. Right, okay, 0 to start the game. So here's us at the top. So we pick up the key 4, which will open door 4 here. And then we go very carefully here to check it's not got... Yeah, because sometimes they've got booby traps in the whole thing. So we'll see if we can clear the first room. It will be actually quite good if we can. Now, ready? There's the bomb. Now, we picked up door 2 by mistake, which is fine, because we're going to pick up door 7, because there's no way to avoid it. So we need to get 7. And we'll get this. We'll get that. We'll get door 2. And we'll climb up here. He's going to go right past. I just love this. I think... I can't remember what it's for music, but we can go to the next room like that. We'll get the door 2. That's the worst thing about the game, that. Horrendous. Really gets you. Alright, okay. Can we get this one? Is this going to bomb in it? Oh. Go in that room. I always remember this room. It's the one on the cover as well. It's a cool looking room. I just love it. To walk across it, though, you've got to put your foot there. And it picks you up and makes you move. It's kind of weird, but it does. That's how it works. Oh, no. Oh, so close. Right, this one. We're going to time it to get onto the thing just in case it goes off on us. It didn't. And I fell and I died like an idiot. And it takes you right back to the beginning. It's pretty harsh. There is a remake of this. And I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not very happy about the remake because I think it was pretty good as it was. And because I thought it was pretty good as it was, I've never really gone near the remake, I'm afraid. A bomb. Now, because I've opened the whole level across, there'll be a parrot that flies across. Now, every so often across the top section. You might even go across the section below once these pirates are gone. The pirates are cool. Little tubby little fella, isn't he? Our hero. There we go. Let's go in here. I don't know how many rooms there were. I don't feel like there was a lot. I think we you know, there was quite a sort of low number of it. But as I say, I think this is pretty perfect as it was. So the fact that there's a remake kind of makes me, yeah. I'm not a massive fan of the idea of a remake. Put my foot on here. Yes, thank you. Let's bounce. Yeah, you can do a small jump. Oh, forgot about that one. Look at this. We're seeing loads of rooms though. Very cool. And room 2. Yes, get that one. Got 14 treasures actually. Oh, got that one as well. Room 1. Right, okay, this is a bit worrying now. That one went okay. There's definitely no bomb. Ooh, cleared the room. See the little parrot flying across. Deadly parrot, in fact. Always remember this room. I love wandering through rooms in games, though. I think it's cool. It's one of my favourite things. Got that one as well. We did all right. Have we got a key though for any of these? We got 0 keys and no way to get a key. Damn, that's a shame. Yeah, no way to get a key. We'll get on this laddery thing now. We'll get on here and we'll go upwards. We'll see what happens. I'm delighted to play this, by the way. I'm such a fan of sort of these games. I love them. Fantastic stuff. We'll get that. I can pick up that key, but I don't really want that key. Ah! Oh, that's cool. What have we got? Room... Right, okay, we can get room 5, which is down below. So this is an interesting room. Right, let's get 5. Let's follow him like crazy. No! Not happening. Not this time round. Let him go past. Go! Let's go 5. Let's go. Yes, got them all. Oh yeah, I could play this for hours. Sorry, I apologise. It's been years since. To be fair, I say it's years. Probably played it last year or within the last 6 months, but it's still a fantastic game. Absolutely love it. And up to here. Room 1. I didn't know that before, actually. I was a bit silly. There we go. Got that. Room 1. Or door 1. Gives us door 4. I like the fact that there's like a little puzzle to this, you know, of what doors you can open. Right, you can just wait there before we open that door. So the parrot can now fly across here, by the way, so I've got a bit of a problem with that from... We could actually clear this room here. I've just made a mistake. Oh god, I made a big mistake. I'm dead. He's going to march all the way across to stab me. I might as well face him in the eye. Key 5. Oh god. Can I get this and get out? Can I get it? Oh, run. Oh my god. Nope. That was... Yep, not doable. Oh, great fun. Fantastic stuff. Wow. Like, come on, we'll see if I can get another. See if we can get another door open here. No, we need door 5 to get further. Need to get this one. Reminds me of Blue Peter, you know. Whenever I hear the tune. Right. Door 3. Yeah, I don't mind remakes, but I sometimes wonder about remaking things that are already good. It's like other people playing music that I've just walked into him like an idiot. Right, okay, well that's those ones. They're good anyway. But it's like people redoing music or sometimes I'll admit sometimes it's okay. You know, when people do a sort of a replay of the whole thing. We are rewound already. I was well ahead of myself there, but. I mean, it just. I heard. I'm sure there's like some band that did a cover of. Yeah, that's it. Covers, aren't they? That's what they're called. Covers of some Queen songs, and I was like, no, they just don't have the range for old Freddie Mercury's tunes and sort of singing. I've just realised though, and I don't know if many other people have, because I may be the only person who possibly celebrated the fact that it appeared. That doesn't sound good at all. Listen to that. Is that tape actually moving on? I've just popped it out to have a look at it. Ooh, it looks dirty. It looks dirty, but not in a good way. Let's have a push a button. Okay. Maybe it's just the beginning. Okay, we'll leave it there. It's obviously we've been overwritten. I don't think anybody else will be maybe celebrating this, but I kind of remember it as sort of an important sort of moment. So I think it was 2014. The original the Spectrum Vega was out on Indiegogo for people to put down, I think, £100 and £20 in delivery. I think that was roughly it. And you could back that particular project, and it was 1,000 games on a little handheld device that used composite, the old cables into the yellows and the yellow, the red and the white into the back of your telly on a small. A custom-built ARM board with its sort of a little music of its own, and it was, for me, it arrived in 2015. It's 10 years old now. It's 10 years old. Those devices are 10 years old, and there was so much controversy in the years that followed. I think that people lost money on the next version that was meant to come out, which was the handheld version. They lost the license with Sinclair, which is owned by Sky, so they weren't allowed to use the name anymore. So the Vega itself is technically the last Sinclair branded, as in endorsed by the original Sinclair trademark product, I think, unless the next is, because I think it's just, is it Sinclair? Is it just using it without, well, anyway, assuming it isn't, assuming it was, but it was one of the last branded things that technically were still at least endorsed by Sinclair before he passed away. And that first product, with its little SD card and its quirky, stupid keyboard that was, I mean, consoleizing a Spectrum was absolutely bonkers in its own right. I think to some extent it was. I mean, the whole thing was a computer in the first place, and then having to put your own mapping files so that you could actually get other games you loaded to work on it. I mean, do you remember when I think I played on my channel, there's quite a few episodes. I was planning to finish them all. I got to about 768 games, and the rest of them are blooming text adventures. Text adventures with 4 keys, a start and an exit menu and a D-pad. It was mental. It was horrific to play. It really was. There was no other way of describing it. It was horrific to play. But I have a fondness for them because, for me, it kind of started my journey back into my love of Spectrum things. I never really lost the love. It's just that you get older, and then things like life and work and family and kids and all that kind of stuff starts getting in the way. If you or just in general, what you thought was. And then that sort of brought a lot of nostalgia back for me and started me back realistically of the last sort of 10 plus years of sort of collecting up things that I loved at the time. And you know what? A lot of it I still love. The nostalgia is a dreadful drug. It's extremely, when it's that beautifully addictive thing where you remember things being better than it is now, and you go back to a time when you were probably younger, a lot younger, you enjoyed, playing Hungry Horace or something similar. Do you know what though? And then people often say that what your experience isn't a thing. It's like it wasn't quite as good as you remember. That's a lie. It's a lie. I tell you, it's a lie. It's 100% a lie. I still putting on the Spectrum game there, playing Booty. Oh my god, I still get still chills. I hope you got chills when just watching these things. I don't know. I mean, this is the beauty of the world now. We live in a world where we can emulate and play things. There are people creating Spectrum-style games everywhere. This is a game that I really want to get into and never really get into. This is a mafia simulator, and I can't. And you've got like mobs and stuff, and it's all flashing on the screen, and there are people out there who love this game, and I've never really been able to get into it. And basically we have to use we have to put people out to do things. So we protect 300 clients from your 400 clients last year, squeeze them for this amount of money, and we've got to take more money from them. But nostalgia, it's a wonderful drug, but at the same time it's awesome when you're playing something like Booty again, or Hungry Horace, or when I looked at my shelf the other day and I saw Menace. Oh, it's fantastic. The beauty of the other thing about the Vega was it came with a lot of games. It came with a lot of games, and it came with a lot of homebrew. Some games that I've not seen, and I'm going to have seen them recently. They've been really expensive to buy because they were sold in small batches. For instance, one that crosses my mind, and I know the screen's busily doing stuff. You can look at it. You can pause it if you want and have a little look at it. I don't know what buttons we need to press, but we'll do it in a bit. Oh, there we go. How many do we want to buy? I don't know. I wasn't reading. 5? Okay, I bought 5. Anyway, as you know, boss, that leaves you with $600,000 in the safe. How many grand are you going to give the boys for ammo and artillery? 50,000. Do I 50,000? 50,000. All right, so I put 50 in there. Right, okay. Anyway, if your boys hear about it, they'll laughing. You're right, okay. Guaranteed to keep your mouth shut. Jeez, boss. Yeah. Anyway, how many thousand? 50. Right, okay. Yeah, boss. Keep them scared, eh? Right, anyway. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about, yeah, so there was a lot of games, including Cray 5, which is one of the games I was thinking of there. And that I've seen going for a couple of £100 nowadays, just for the tape of that. And I feel, it's a bit sad that I do think we're losing the stores of people selling things. I mean, you'll see in my comments, in my description below, there includes Chronosoft. They're still out there. Please support them. Northern Games are on Facebook. Probably worth supporting them too. In fact, support anybody who's still producing games. It's well worth it. But things like Cray 5, you'll be able to download the tape file, but you won't be able to get somebody bothered to produce a cassette and a case and all that kind of stuff. You just won't be able to find it anymore. It's really sad. It is quite sad. It's truly sad. But yeah, I've got quite a lot of nostalgia for the ZX Spectrum Vega. It also appeared at the same time when minis started to make an appearance. So we're talking the NES Mini, the SNES Mini, the Mega Drive Mini, the Mega Drive Mini 2. The Neo Geo systems, those little ones that were there, combined with the Astro City Minis, all these from Sega. They were amazing, though, by the way, the Astro City Mini. Oh my god, what a superb piece of kit. I actually did a video on it back then, and I still haven't edited it to this day. I still have the contents for that video. It's unbelievable. It had 40 games on it. I did footage for all of them. Talked about every single one of them. Did all kinds of weird stuff. Tried to be one of those proper surprised YouTubers. The one where they look surprised and it's clearly their experience. They haven't worked out that they're meant to be walking first before they start breaking into the conversation, but they start walking just as they the ones where the acting's pretty bad. There's a little bit of that in there as well, but I'm at this point in time, it's never going to see the light of day because I just don't have time to edit it. It's just I don't do that much editing, to be honest with you. How many do you want to squeeze this year? I want to squeeze 150 of them. I'm putting aside for any kickbacks to the police. I'm putting aside 75 grand. A year goes by. Let's see how we did. I'm drinking coffee again, sorry. Just guzzling it down, really enjoying it. Here we go, there's the mob bosses. Kind of cool though, isn't it? I mean, what a cool game. But a Melbourne house, this one. Good old Australians. Did I just shoot at him? I don't know what happened there. Did he come and throw some bombs in here or something similar and blew the place up? I like the way it draws it. Last year, 33 guys were rubbed out by other mobs and hoods. Okay. The 23 loyal hoodlums. We need to hire some more hoodlums. More hoodlums to look after the place. Protected 150 of the 400 clients. I've squeezed them through. Oh, so we made a bit. Made a good bit of money. And kept your nose clean with the penitentiary. Right, okay. Oh, got a good chunk of money actually, a bit more, made 48,000. Cost us a bit, but made it. And he lived for another year. Cool. The word is that Rocco's getting uppity, says he wants to muscle in on your patch boss. Well, probably need to kill some more. Shall we buy or sell each? It's 13 grand. Do we want to buy this year? I want another 5 clients. We'll get another 5 clients. Right, in the safe. Let's give the boys 75,000. You could fight a war with that much hardware. Course I could. I don't know how to do Italian mafioso. I didn't even watch Sopranos. I know. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. You've currently no. Don't turn off this channel. Do not turn it off. I told you. Didn't watch it. I also not big into The Godfather either. I'm really sorry. Didn't really. Yeah, didn't gel with me. Right. Let's give 200 of them a good old kick in. How much to kick back for the police? Let's give them 50k. Tell them to shut up. You think there might be another Scarface? Pacino. Al Pacino. Say hello to my little friend. That was dreadful, by the way. Say hello. I can't do it. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, anyway, that's what I did. Here we go. Some mob stuff going on in the background here. Milton's Bar and Grill. 'Tis glorious, by the way. I mean, this is a machine with 48k. Is it 3 megahertz processor? 3 megahertz processor. It's glorious. You know, nice resolution. I mean, that's a high resolution. That really is. It's beautiful, isn't it? We've got 33 loyal hoodlums now. That's very good. Yeah, anyway, it's a mob simulator. If you haven't worked it out, it's a mob simulator. I'm going to move on anyway. Wow. Made 94... Whoa. Nearly million flipping bucks. That's awesome. It's awesome. I did like the minis, by the way. They reigned lovely, didn't they, the mini machines? I did like them. I thought they were pretty cool. I was a bit of a fan of those. I've still got quite a lot of them. I mean, even if you think about it as well, it's when the 64 turned up, wasn't it, as well? That was a big one. That was a big one that turned up. Okay, I've got less money this time round. But you live for another year. I may have more money in the bank. I don't know. Try and work that one out. Right, I'm going to move on. I'm gonna move on because I think we've mugsied out. Let's play Moon Alert. This had a Bob Wakeland cover. R.I.P. the gentleman. Yeah, rest in peace to Bob. But Bob Wakeland cover, another glorious cover. From the man, sort of. To be fair, I always think of it. Look of it. It's one of those things, isn't it? Do you remember the original moon landing stuff and the buggies they had? And the buggies sort of always looked like they had some kind of. I always thought they had like an umbrella attached to it, but it was actually the satellite transmitter or the transmitter of some sort. I always thought they did that. And this sort of moon alert, should I say, has that sort of thing going on. Ocean title. This came in a single jewel. Fairly uncommon at this point in time. Don't see them that often. Go for reasonable amounts of money. It's sensibly sort of high in its pricing, realistically. Beautiful game. My favourite though, because I said it before, Moon Buggy. I do like Moon Buggy from Vision because that. The cover art on that is also spectacular. I mean, it really is. It's beautiful stuff. There you go. The sort of the multicoloured things going on there on the background. It's kind of cool. Been quite good so far with these tapes. Shh! Don't jinx it. I won't jinx it. But yeah, been quite good thus far. But yeah, I quite like Moon Alert. But Moon Buggy is actually really, really good. I like that. That's a particularly good game when it comes down to it. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Vega. I have some real. I don't know. Did anybody else have one? I mean, that's a big question. I know, as I say, it became quite a toxic thing. But I did want to talk about this for a second. So I think the name of the company that did. Oh God, I'm going to try and look and see that right now in my messaging because I emailed them. I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm sure it was SM Electronics. I'm sure it was. SM Electronics? I'm not sure whether. I don't know whether it was or it wasn't. Oh, I feel. The thing about it is, I feel quite bad for them because I'm sure it was SM something or other. There we go. Yes, it is. I found it. Composite cable. So yeah, it was SMS Electronics. SMS Electronics. So I very politely, because I had one of the first 1,000 of the Vegas that were released, I very politely, I was a very proud owner of the very first one. This is actually bought a row. I'll read it out to you. So this is August 2017, so a couple of years later from when it was released. And I just did so, very politely, I emailed their sales department because I couldn't think of anything else to do, because the cable itself had failed, the composite cable and the USB cable, because it had been heavily used. I'd used it a lot to do a lot of videos and used the thing itself, and I liked it. So I put, dear sirs, I'm a proud owner of one of your first production ZX Spectrum Vega consoles. I'm tempted to play every single game on the console for my YouTube channel. I gave my YouTube channel. However, my Vega isn't producing any sound or an image. I believe the issue is the composite stroke USB cable connected to the internal board, due to the fact that the sound went mono and the video has failed. So that would make sense. So it basically frayed, effectively. I wonder if I can buy a replacement cable from yourselves as a stopgap for my channel. I've purchased a second Vega, which I was lucky enough that was still available at that point in time. And would be nice to know if I could get the parts from yourselves, because at this point, the Vega was in trouble. I think this is the 2017. I think it was already in trouble. And I said thanks in advance. My name's actually on the Vega Honor Roll. You can see me in the Vega Honor Roll as one of the first people to purchase it. Anyway, it seems that it was 5 days later that somebody picked it up within their department and copied a few people in and said, I'll file this away unless you want to forward it to somebody. This is what they did. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. I think they hadn't been paid, and I felt a bit sorry for them at that point, that they hadn't been paid. And then I got a reply saying, sorry for the delay in play. However, I've just seen, and this is the managing director, by the way, who's seen my mail. I've just seen your email. Yes, we can send you a cable. Unfortunately, our stores have gone in for the day. However, we'll send one out Tuesday. Have a good weekend. I emailed back and said thank you very much. How much will it cost? And he says no cost at all. We have some still in stock. It'll be free of charge. Keep up with your YouTube channel. It looks good. Now, this it was one of the directors actually who did that, and I said thank you very much, and whatever else it is. And I sometimes it pays to be polite and send things through. How terrible though! I'm sure they were out £250,000 or something similar, or maybe more to the. I'm guessing it's not. I don't know whether that's the true figure, but they were out money. The Vega people involved with that just they didn't pay him for the works. And this is a British company, by the way. It's an English and British company. If you're into that kind of stuff, I think it's really important. Everything else I think is made in China now instead of in the UK. And I kind of feel extremely sorry for this poor company at the same time, but also thankful that they were kind enough to provide that cable to me. It's something that I would call, I'll be honest, something that I would call truly British, to do something good, even in the sort of when adversity sort of comes along. So yeah, if we keep up the good work is the answer, and he said keep up the good work with the channel. So 2017 endorsement there. It's really sad though, because I actually did also send them, I found them on Facebook, and I sent them a picture of me with the cable and sort of saying thank you very much for it, and the thing about it is that the toxicity around the Vega had got so bad at this point in time that normally, if you were a business, you would happily jump on the bandwagon of somebody being pleased to get something, and the fix their problem or product or whatever else is, and be quite pleased with that as a sort of, you normally would be. But they couldn't, because unfortunately they'd become entangled in something that was become such a vile thing for the community. So I have mixed feelings about the Vega. I hate what happened for everybody who didn't get what they were meant to be getting later. Funnily enough, it's really weird. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Because I didn't back the little handheld one with the sharp edges. I have one. I have the shell of one, should I say. The shells were recovered from the stock that went, and I have the shell for one of them, and I sometimes post it, and people go, "Oh my God, you've got one of those!" But they're extremely sharp on the edges, and I think they weren't finished refinement. I don't think they were quite there. But to be honest with you, it's sad. I'll not say anything other than it's actually a bit sad that the blooming things didn't get off the ground the way they should have done. Current speech. I didn't realise it had current speech. I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. Look, I see it's popping along. But what a sad way to end. Realistically, they've got a British company producing these things. They had the production there. But as I said, I just didn't see, for some reason. I just felt that the new one, the handheld version, was just not going to happen, and so I didn't back it. And I don't know what went through my head or why. There was just something nagging me that this wasn't going to happen. And when it didn't happen, I was really upset for everybody. But at the same time, I was glad that I hadn't invested in that. It's quite nice that I have. It's almost like it's like the worst history ever for the Spectrum community, and well, anybody who's this sort of 8-bit generation, so the Commodore, whatever else, sort of a bad section there, the raw deal. Realistically, I mean, thankfully, it's been resurrected by Retro Computers Limited. But in the sense of the Spectrum, the C64, the A1200, the A400 Atari thing that I never had, and I've got one, but I've never played it. In fact, those are brilliant minis, to be honest with you. But resurrected by them in the right way, I kind of like that. Anyway, I'm chatting away. I'm chuntering away. I'm not playing any games. Let's play some buttons. Let's play some games. No. One player. Here we go. So that's me there. I am ready. Oh, jumped too soon, maybe? No. Right. Jump it. And we fire upwards at the same time, so we get enemies that way. So basically, it's just moon patrol. And I've blown up. My wheels are going to fall off. We're Zone A, it says at the bottom of the screen. I am ready. Go. Oh, no, don't jump. did that last time as well. Right, okay. I'm ready. Yes, I am. I am ready. Just too long a pause. There we go. So, yeah. So we're a moon buggy making our way from. It says at the top of the screen, by the way, Zone A to Zone Z. So it's the A to Z's of moon buggy hunting. So he's got a little thing whizzing around the back. It's a satellite dish, clearly, but when I was a kid, I thought that was like an umbrella. You wouldn't know any different, realistically, when you were a kid. Oh my God, that's terrible. I've got to try that again. That's dreadful. We've got to go better than that. We've got to go better than that. Seriously, we've got to get better than that. Right. Okay. I love the way it just sort of sits there. Right, okay, so we'll do that. No. I knew that was going to happen. Right, okay, move. Push the button. Alright, okay, so come over here. Do you know what, though? The one other thing I really wanted but never got is, do you remember when I've talked about this before on the channel, but the Sam Coupe has always been a sort of dream machine for me. My dream console is without a doubt the Neo Geo AES system. I probably could afford one now, but I don't think I can afford the cartridges, which is kind of a sad situation to be in. I think some of them, I mean, they're as little as sort of, I guess, a little as sort of £200 or £300 a piece for the cartridges, but genuinely the how do we bloody hell do you get past that? That's ridiculous. That's just nuts. I think I have to jump at the last second. Right, I'm gonna play again. Come on. One player, right? We're going to do it this time round. We're going to get further, but yeah, it's the console's probably doable. But the problem with this is that no, seriously, do I have to jump like really early and get over it? I don't know how we do this. It's really difficult. So obviously we crashed that ship, so we're trying to get back to a base, I guess, is the answer to that. With Brad Pitt in, what was that name of that movie that he was in? Ad Astra, was it? Not like the cool little game that I played the other week. If you haven't watched last week's, it's still there. Go look at it. You can go look at any of the What's on the Tapes. Doesn't really matter what order you're playing. The episodes just don't matter. It's just a bit of fun. You just get me yakking away at you, telling you something rubbish that you don't need to know. I can't believe how bad that is. That is such a bad bit. It can't get past. It's so cool as well. It's a cool game, but it's a good version as well. Right, jumping over there. No. Boom. How the heck do you pass that? I don't know how to do it. It's so hard. Right, let's move on then. Let's move on. Brace yourselves, we've got more incoming. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got next? What have we got next? We have Raid over Moscow, I think. Depends what's rewound. Yes, it's Raid over Moscow. I always quite like this one. This was one I picked up US Gold, this one. Single jewel again. So the early days, by the way. Early days, they didn't package them in big packaging. They stuck to mostly the single jewel stuff. Those that weren't in single jewel were quite a surprise. They were quite exciting. They really were. The Microprose stuff, you know, the F-15 Strike Eagle and things like that. Oh my God, so good. You know, in the sense of the boxes. I'm not convinced that the games were any particularly good. But yeah, Strike Eagle in a big box. Was it F-14 or F-15? F-15, I think it was. But anyway, and you had the Apache one, the gunship one, didn't you? I mean, do you remember Combat Links? Oh. The picture on the front of that of the Lynx helicopter was just fabulous. You know, big plastic clamshell with the instructions on the inside, and the game from Jurel. My God, it was good. Those people really knew how to make games. I hope this loads, because that's a lot of empty space. Hang on. Stand back. Raid. There's a little bit of noise on there, a bit of echo. We might be okay. No. Oh, there was just you know I can hear it when it's coming. I don't know about anybody else, but I can hear it when it's coming. I can hear the echo coming when it did it. But yeah, US Gold, small cases, but Durell, still to this day, Durell, Turbo Esprit, released Saboteur, Clive Townsend's fantastic thing. I've got some things to discuss actually, not regards Clive particularly, but sort of in general to do with the Spectrum stuffages. But they had such good IP, and then I don't know what happened. They just disappeared off the face of the planet. It's probably a question for Clive Townsend himself, because he's still around in the community. I'd love to know what happened to Durell, because they were really cool, weren't they? They had that thing about £100 if you dobbed in your mate who made a copy of it. If he hasn't got the blue tape with the copy protection written along the bottom of it, it's a dodgy copy. That kind of stuff. There was those kind of things that went on. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, turbo loader, hear it? Hate turbo loaders. US Gold loved them. Made it harder to make special versions of things. But also this is a tape that's sounding a bit echoey. So we'll give it another try. We'll give it a run. We'll see what happens. We'll see whether we can get it to work or not. But yeah, Durell themselves, they still exist technically. I think they do accounting software now, but obviously it's a bit hard to. I guess it's a market that's quite tough to be in nowadays. Yeah. I think they had the world at their feet, to quote a line from Scarface. They had the world at the feet, yeah, or feet, or foot, and then I don't know. It's so sad, isn't it? It's all those things. It's that boardroom decision from W.H. Smith's to get out of publishing computer games because the crash of the United States was coming to get them, and then never did come and get them. Not in the UK. There was no such thing as this crash. The crash in the United States was just a glut of consoles and no particular direction, and the quality went way down, I think, as well with those glut of consoles. Nobody was really making anything innovative. I've got a card to say it today, but nobody's making anything really clever that basically we yeah, so their console war was really weird. I genuinely believe that. I always think it's funny when it pops up as the factor in things. The rest of the world, right? By the way, it didn't feature in this console war at all. The only people who featured in this console war were the Americans. So they the only people who did it. Now, question is, do I have a copy of Raid Over Moscow? Or Raid, as it later became. I don't know why I changed it. I think that was probably the end of the Cold War that occurred, didn't it, in the 90s? Do you remember that? And sort of, you knew it was all over because David Hasselhoff was singing on a wall. But let's see if I can find it on. See if we can find it on PlayZX. Let's get PlayZX on. We haven't found a PlayZX this episode thus far, so let's have a little look and see if we can find it. PlayZX. Open it up. We'll get the old cable out and get that plugged in. Got that handy already. It's like I knew something wasn't going to load. Raid Over Moscow re-release by Americana. That'll do. Oh, actually, I've got it here as well, but we'll do it. I can see it. I knew I had a copy somewhere. I knew it was close by. Raid. It's right next to my copy of Zorro. And Thingy and the Doodads. Great name. Thingy and the Doodads. There we go, we're loading. Yeah, so they changed it, and they changed it to just Raid, but there was still the Soviet Union's looking thing there. So basically, this is a. I'm hoping it's going to load. This is the re-release. What we're trying to do, as squadron leader, you must Lead your commandos on a virtual suicide mission to knock out Soviet launch strikes, then proceed to Moscow City armed with only the weapons you carry. Yeah, so there's like multi-stage thing here. There's missiles you have to destroy in the first place, then you have to launch planes, and then you have to... In fact, my copy of Raid over Moscow, by the way, is quite literally, new old stock. It's beautiful. Because there's a lot of new old stock still knocking around out there. In fact, there was a fine not that long ago. There was a fine not that long ago from somebody who found basically it was an old retro store or a store that used to sell computer games. They purchased the rights to the sort of the contents of the store, and they had it, and it was honestly this is not going to load, by the way. Do you know why I know this isn't going to load? Because there's no loading screen. We've got a minute and a half in and there's no loading screen. Yeah, I think this isn't going to load. Right, I'm going to take the risk now. Boom. Stopped. Yeah, not loading. Because when it does that, it means not loading. Right, you stay there. I've got my new old stock one. This is where it doesn't load. We'll get the new old stock one out and we'll give it a load. Right, tape in. Restart the specky. There we go. Off we go. Turn it off and on again. Still the old computer tricks. Still to this day. Still to this day. So yeah, they found an old retro store not that long ago, probably last year maybe, and they found all kinds of things from boxes of brand new Hit Squad games to all kinds of brand new stuff. A lot of it was water damaged. Yeah, in fairness, some of it was damaged. But it was extremely impressive that these things appeared. Yeah, I forgot this about Raid. So Raid, let me just look at these things here for you. Let me look at the instructions for you. So that it's segregated into parts. First, you've got the strategic air command, and you've got to stop missiles, I think it is. Then you've got the defense tactics, where you've got to get the ships out of the building. Then you've got to do attack run, attack the Soviet missiles, and attack the Soviet defense center. And then you have to, inside the reactor room, basically turn it all off. So it's pretty in depth, this particular game. Hopefully we'll get a loading screen this time around, because it's quite a cool loading screen. The cover itself is quite cool. You're in the cockpit, flying towards Moscow, and there are jet planes in the sky, or MiGs as they are. So MiGs in the sky. We're all Top Gun right now, you know. It's a highway to the danger zone. There's a better loader, this one though. Like these loaders when they're better than like that. So yeah, US Gold. The thing about US Gold, and what was making me laugh about US Gold, is that they just went out of their way to buy IP back in the day. They bought everything out of movie. They were buying it. You know, they were all over it. They really, you know, they wanted the IP for whatever it was, because, you know, you never know, it could be worth a fortune. And it's so weird. I often say about games, and I mean, I've played a few recently where they're definite clones of arcade games, and I said to people, don't sue over it. They clearly obviously did back in the day. I mean, I watched the Tetris movie not that long ago, and there clearly was an issue there, but it still didn't stop Microsoft still producing games that they shouldn't have produced, which were from, Russia in some cases, Tetris. But the licensing for it is just insane, really. The whole point about it makes me wonder why maybe they didn't come after them in Europe. You know, why the US companies didn't come after certain European ones for copying games at some point, or at least cloning them in some examples. Maybe because they weren't as good. I don't know. It just makes me wonder. So it obviously was a thing, but not a big thing. I guess it was new technology at the time, so nobody was suing each other. Don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it's a weird old world we're living in with that kind of stuff. I don't get it. I saw some interesting stats though recently, which I want to share with you. So I want to. I mean, you won't be oblivious to this in the first place, but apparently that good old Steam and Valve 48% of all games that are played on Steam and Valve now are independent titles, indie titles from small groups. That's a big number, by the way, and that's only increasing. So AAA slop, which I'm going to say it is because that's what they're doing now. They're putting more AI into it, less human interaction, and charging you twice as much. That loaded well. Let's try the other side. You old stock's not good. Let's try this again. Let's try this on this side. Let's see if it works better. Anyway, so and then they charge you the same price for it. In fact, they're charging £70 for a game. £70 is stupid amounts of money for a game. I really do believe that. There are better games out there that cost less, and who are built by people who actually like games. But yeah, 48% is a massive number. The other interesting statistic, which you all know, and somebody needs to tell a certain AAA company that's not, that they don't understand their market anymore, is that about 62% to 62% I think it was, of people prefer a single player experience when they're playing games. In fact, that's increased. More people want to play single player experiences. So Ubisoft, who suspended trading on their shares, which have plummeted like a stone for the last 5 years because their games just don't sell and the culture is terrible. They it's plummeted like a stone. They suspended trading for a bit, finally did their finance element of it, and then busily said that nobody's buying computer games in a year where £188 billion was spent on games, up 5% from the year before. Where are they getting their stats from over at Ubisoft? Where are they getting these from? Is somebody just making them up, sticking the finger in the air and saying, yeah, nobody's playing games, that's the reason why we've lost money. So apparently, we're not playing games, and also apparently we don't like single player. We don't like single player experiences, and we're not buying things from their paywalled, microtransaction filled computer games. No shit, Sherlock. Honestly, I've probably been going on about this for 10 years now, and you poor people have had to listen to me. By the way, but it's going to continue. It's not going to get any better. I really don't. I really doesn't get any better. Right, I'm going to put in the comments below. So okay, here's the indie perspective on life. I played recently Super Hydra on my channel. That is an indie developer who has had relative success with Super Hydra. Another game, I can't remember its name off the top of my head. That is a developer who doesn't see themselves as an amateur, but with a love of arcade-style games. And the particular one on the channel there is effectively a Gradius-style shoot-em-up, so a Salamander R-type shooter, so that kind of thing. He doesn't see himself as anything other than an amateur. He's managed to sell that game plus a few others, and one that was on Steam as well, and one that was on the Switch and on other consoles. And there's 2 or 3 of his titles that he sold. All the rest of his titles he gives away for free. Now let's sink in for a second. He gives it away for free because he probably made enough money from the sales of the previous games to actually be able to live comfortably on, whatever revenue keeps coming in from it, or it's maybe banked it. I don't know what's done with it. But let's be honest, that particular person has taken that money. There we go, loaded finally from new old stock. That person has taken the money that they've made, put it away and done something sensible with it, and is giving away with their games. They've even revamped a few recently, and they're beautiful arcade-style games. So I think it's a locomotion type thing, something like that. They're on Bluesky. It's great. Honestly, I got to give them people credit for that kind of stuff. The Game Awards are being voted for at the moment. The Game Awards. That's awful bit getting off there, by the way. Game Awards are coming, okay? And the game, it's predominantly dominated by indie titles for a start off, by the way. Independent developers who love the games, and people know that. One of the sort of newcomer indie games, one of the indies removed themselves from the voting. Removed themselves. Megabonk. It's on my channel as well. Megabonk's developer, who'd been developing previously as sort of come back as something else, basically removed themselves because they'd already been on. They're not been on the list, but they'd already been developing games for a long time. They weren't a new developer as such, and because of such, they showed real. It's something that the problem with the industry when it gets so big and it's worth so much. Is they're trying to reduce costs at all points, and they are. Look at this; it's showing you all the levels. By the way, you've got to shoot through the little hole there by lifting up a bit here. Yeah, yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, so got to shoot them here as well. It's such a cool game, by the way. It is. I used to like Radar Moscow, even though I was rubbish at it. Right, what are the keys? P, Q, Z, N, fire. Works for me. And let's do S to start. We'll do those at once. Sign on, Commander. Cool. That's me. Pressing the key, Commander Demon. Right, what am I going to do here? Can't remember. Oh, I've got to launch. That's right. Yeah, I've got to get out this door. It's very weird. And I've got to wait until the door starts opening. What? Yeah, how do I open the door? Oh, I can't remember how to do this. It's so annoying. And you slide everywhere as well. You don't realise this, but I'm sliding here. Am I out? No, I've crashed into the ceiling. Blow my neck. I'm moving. Yeah, okay, so I've got to launch. Okay. I've got to be above a certain height. I've got to be altitude up. Fire, I'm lifting my altitude. There we go, we're out. Maybe. Go, go. No, I'm in the ceiling. I gotta be above a certain altitude. You've got to, it's so weird. You gotta adjust yourself. I'm sliding right now, by the way. So I accelerate velocity wise. And then I have to go out this, and then I have to hit the altitude just as I fire is the altitude. No. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Nobody can do this bit. It's ridiculous. I have done it once, twice, by the way. I do lie. I can do this. No. There we go. I'm out. I've got to go down here and land on one of these bases and intercept it. Look. Have I got to intercept the missile? I don't know if I intercept the missile, but I certainly can fly down there. I'm there. Yeah, I've got to go through the bases. Yeah, we can fly up and down. I forgot that. So we've got to fly through the bases. It's ridiculous, this. I've got to go through here. Coming in low. There's a helicopter. Alright, shooting these things. I've got him. Let's destroy some hardware. And then we get to land. We're in Minsk. I'm at the right altitude now. Got shot down. Right, launch again. Right, okay, this is tough. Honestly, it's tough. It's stupidly tough. It's like you're sliding all over the place. Right, I'm lifting off. I'm at a little bit of altitude now. When I get to 10 meters, I think it gets you. Opens the doors. Open the door. No, I'm going to crash into it. Oh, it opens it at 19 meters. Right. Okay, well, we can do 19 meters. Slow down. Come on. Open the doors. Open the doors. I'm out. We're here. Oh, God, that was bad. That is so bad. Aircraft left. They're going about to nuke us, by the way. We need to stop it before it hits us and before it nukes one of our places. Oh, you know what I was trying to do there? Something too clever for my own good. Come on. Open the door. No. Come on, open the door. What this game, honestly. You slide all over the place. You come out, you try and it just doesn't make any sense. I'll put a vertical on here. Oh my God. All is lost. If planes launch like this, no wonder we're in trouble. Blimey heck. One more. Got 2 planes out in total. Never made it. I meant to the reactor part where I've got to blow up the reactor bits, but no. Don't get that. Game over. Yeah, I did crap. No. Other side of the tape. We have got Highway Encounter to go. Highway Encounter. The thing about Highway Encounter, he says, rewinding the tape. He says, Highway Encounter. I really like Highway Encounter, but it's Vortex Games. This is the same people that did Android 2, which it's got a glorious cover. Glorious cover. It's such a 1920s. I mean, it feels like it should be a stained glass window with a robot fighting a great big militoid or a millipede of sorts. It should. It's just glorious. It looks great when you play it. It's really good looking game as well as a really good looking cover. One of my favourites. There are so many things out there. There are so many great games out there. Was there many more? Just this is a side thing. It's run through my head because I remember the first time I saw a ZX Spectrum. It wasn't mine. It was a year later. I think we got there in 1983 rather than 1982. But I remember going to a friend's house and they'd got a Spectrum. So I'd seen some family friend and another family friend's sort of Spectrum, and they'd shown me Sandy White's Ant Attack, and I was absolutely... This is not the game we thought was on here. That's not the game we think it's on here. Let's try this again. Let's see if it loads when I do load here. Jet Set Willy is not on here. I think it'll scoot past it. It says load something else on here. Quiet. Right. It says fast forward a bit. Anyway, so I had another friend. They had some special versions of things, and I'd seen Ant Attack, and I was mesmerised. I was like, wow, that is quite amazing. That really is. I've never seen a computer game with 3-dimensional graphics before. I've never seen it. It's not a thing I'd seen before. This is Highway Encounter. That worked well. Let's try again. So I'd never seen 3D graphics like it. And to this day, I can't believe that Sandy White should be a billionaire by now, because I think it said that he had a patent for it, a patent for his soft solid or something similar, which was because there were solids. This is going well. R-tape errors. A glorious thing. Try it again. Try it again. Try again. One more time, and then we'll load it off the tape. But Sandy had done this glorious game. But the other game I played was the Thompson Twins. You remember the Thompson Twins? Named after the band. Not the band. They were the band. I mean, they were named after the Tintin's Thompson Twins. That's what they were named after. There was an irony in that because they weren't all twins. Let's be honest. And there was 3 of them. So it was a trio, and there was 3 of them. Right, we're gonna get Highway Encounter on here, and I'm going to. Can I see it on the shelf? I'm looking at the shelf. Just the shelf beside me. See if I can see it. I think it's here somewhere. Just as a... God, maybe. No, it's not. Oh, that's annoying. I was looking for Bruce Lee while I was at it. I rather like that. Data East, that one was. Released that. But anyway, where were we? Right, so yeah, the Thompson Twins. I played the Thompson Twins, which is an adventure game, text adventure. It was probably my first encounter with the text adventure. I don't know what everybody else's was, but that's probably my first intention, sort of encounter with one. Highway Encounter. Yes, there we go. Next. Play. Here we go. Highway Encounter. So, yeah, it was my first one, but I hadn't realised that came on an actual record rather than coming on a cassette. Was that the only way you could get the Thompson Twins? I don't know. It's something that's always run through my head. Obviously, somebody had copied it from the record to... Oh, hello. Try that again. Stop. Try that again. Please load. Please load. Brace yourselves, people. This could be a rough one. We might have to skip it. There is another highway on here, but it's not Highway Encounter. We'll give it a try if we have to. Okay, so I just wondered if there was any other ways to get the Thompson Twin thing, or has it always been the... this might not load. I don't like it when it does that on screen. It's a maybe from me on this one. Anyway, so I just wondered if there's any other way to get the Thompson Twins, because I've always kind of fancied it, but I've never really seen it very often other than the record version of it. And it just dawned on me that, was there any more beyond that? Was that the only record version of a game? Was that the only one that came on a record rather than on a cassette? There's a format, by the way, it makes no blooming sense at all. Put it on the record rather than the... I don't like this, by the way. I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of it when it goes like this. I feels like the taped version of this is not right. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. But that was one of the first ones. And you know what? The thing I remember most about the Thompson Twin game is that it was animated. So animated in the sense of everywhere you moved to, there was like a little half the screen was a screenshot of where you'd moved to, and they were all sort of standing there on the beach or whatever it was, because I think they got shipwrecked, hadn't they? I think that was the general gist of the Thompson Twin game story as such. To be fair to text adventures, I'm there's a few that stick in my mind. The ones that stick in my mind are, and it was one of the reasons I ended up collecting the entire collection of double play games. So there's a brand called Double Play, which are blue with a pink lines through them, and they have a orange and green stripe on them, and they had 2 games on them apart from one, which doesn't make any sense. There was a total of 12 tapes that you could get. So I had those ones, but Hexagonal Museum, with the Humpty Dumpty game as well, which I can't remember what the Humpty Dumpty game was called, actually, off the top of my head. It's on, hang on, it's behind me, it's beside me. Tangled Tale. Those 2 games I quite liked. I liked Hexagonal Museum because you were a burglar trying to break into a hexagonal museum to steal something. I think it was just like a diamond somewhere. I liked the concept of that one because it was a relatively straightforward concept. You know, it's like break glass or cut glass with glass cutter, that kind of stuff. That's failed. So let us do what I was going to suggest in the first place. We'll try Highway. I have no idea what Highway is, but we'll give it a go. It's always worth a try when we try to load everything on this channel. So we do our very best. If you go back to the very early videos, you'll find me loading so many things and even doing little cheats to get round things if I can. So yeah, good stuff. Anyway, Hexagonal Hexagonal Museum and Tangled Tale. That's a brilliant story, by the way, about how that came to me. It's so amazing. But I ended up collecting the whole lot. So those two I quite liked. I quite liked the Humpty Dumpty one as well. I don't remember it as much as the Hexagonal Museum. The Hexagonal Museum, I felt, was kind of right in its approach. It was wordy enough, but not too wordy. It was quite nice. Sinbad and the Golden Fleece. That was great. I loved that one. That was a Codemaster, not Codemasters. That was a Mastertronic game, double-sided tape, one on one side. Finished it. You got a code to get onto the other side, basically, to load it. Really liked that. Really rubbish at it. Couldn't work it out at all. But I remember enjoying on driving our roads. Oh, we're in here. We're going to drive the roads. Watch how bad I am now. Honestly, I've forgotten everything to do with the highway code. Let's boot. I'm not going to boot. I'm going to run. M. Pike 1991. Right, okay. Series of highway code questions. Marvellous. What is the maximum speed limit a car can travel on dual carriageways with no speed limit sign? 70. B. Correct. Ha-ha! But it's not always a safe speed. See, just speed kills, peoples. You'll be careful. But yeah, so finish off the text adventures. Was those three and the Thompson twins. I always thought Thompson twins looked quite cool. So yeah, the 4 if you include Tangled Tale. Right, okay. The answer is correct. I press the key to continue. On a 3-lane motorway, the right-hand lane is for overtaking, but what's the middle lane for? Overtaking. That's correct. Surprise! The middle lane is not the fast lane, and the fast lane's not the fast lane. It's the right-hand lane. It's just overtaking lane. The 2 overtaking lanes, the one lane you should be in is the left. Yeah, I'd be surprised how many people don't actually know the answer to that. If you ran over which of these animals, which one does the law require you to report as an accident? It's a sheep. I'm pretty sure it's a sheep. It's a cat. Oh, don't require to answer. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that correctly. Don't be heartless. Right, yeah. Yes, I didn't read that correctly. It was a cat. Sorry, all the rest have to be reported. Sorry, apologies. What is the hard shoulder of the motorway used for? Emergencies only. Yes, B. Correct. I can't believe it. My highway code is up to date. On a dark and rainy night, you can use your rear fog lamp. I'm sure it's only in poor visibility. Is that D? Correct, it's poor visibility. Yes. Less than 100 yards in front. Good weather, rear fronts can dazzle. It is true. Actually true, that. And everything dazzles nowadays. The headlamps are far too bright. They need to cut them down a little bit. They're all. I have to travel at night quite a lot coming home, and it's horrendously bright. In a near perfect conditions, what is the shortest stopping distance when travelling at 60 miles per hour? I can't remember. I feel like it's C. No, it was the bigger one, but it would be nowadays with modern technology. So keep your distance. Keep your distance. Don't drive too close. How many penalty points must you have in order to be liable for 12 or more? In 3 years, it's 12 or more. B. Correct. So now you know. Yeah. Because they come off after 3 years, don't they? They do. Which of these is used as a... which can use a fast dual carriageway? Motorbikes. B. Oh, it's not a motorway. Right, okay, fair enough. Buggers. You don't really want pedestrians walking on dual carriageway. Didn't know that. What does a steady amber light on a traffic light mean? Steady amber light. Hang on. Slow down. Get ready to go? B. Wrong. Stop. Okay, whatever. What does direction say? I'm a bit embarrassing myself here. Black border tell you about a road. Black border. Black border. What's black border? Oh, I don't know. B road? No, non-primary route. I don't know what that was. Anybody ever seen a black border on one? 50% an average score. Well done. Fantastic. What's B for boot? What? It's like loading. That's weird. Right, okay, that is kind of weird. Right, okay. Let's move on, see if we can get Bruce Lee to load. I was looking forward to Bruce Lee, by the way. That's just the one I'm really looking forward to on this. There is a new Bruce Lee. There's a Bruce Lee 2, if you didn't know that. There is actually a second one that you can download. It's like a program, and I think it works with Amstrads and Commodore 64s. I don't know if it was available for them, but the styling is that of the Amstrad and Commodore 64. It's a game that I really want to do. Just never got round to it. It's on the to-do list for the channel, along with about 4,500 other videos that I've over the last X number of years. And considering I do 5 videos a week, it tells you how big the list is. The list is massive. I'll never get through all of this. I might die still doing YouTube videos at this point. I should have started when I was 20, but unfortunately the internet wasn't around then in the same way as it is now. I don't even think YouTube was. There was 2005 YouTube came out. Yeah, so 2005 YouTube came out. I should have started then. Could have given me 10 years head start. I'd still not make it. I'd still not make it through all the stuff I've got. There's just no way I can make it through all the stuff I've got. By the way, does everybody else feel that the Switch 2 is a bit of a flop? I think I said this last week round. I'm looking at Switch games, by the way. I can see them in out in the corner right next to my old Star Wars figures and new Star Wars figures and Micro Men that I've showed you last week, and Spectrums and handheld devices that from back in the day, sort of like grandstand style things and boxed sort of bits and pieces of all kinds, including a Captain Kirk. It's an awesome Captain Kirk. He's wearing the green, by the way. Blooming brilliant. That's not going to load. Let's try that again. Let's try it again. Look from there, and then we'll go from the tape itself. So I just think it is. I don't see how it's working. I don't see how anybody's buying anything for it. It's whatever's on Switch 2 seems to be on Switch 1. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem like it doesn't look like a winner to me. It doesn't look like a kind of I feel I reckon Nintendo could have held out another year before flogging more hardware. And considering they do it for selling games, I think they could probably have held out again a little bit longer, and gone with. That's not going to load, is it at all? That's not a loader. That's not a loader. It's not just at Willy either. So that's not a loader. Let's see if we can find it on the old PlayZX. Let's do the old PlayZX. I'm sure PlayZX has this. If it doesn't, I'll be utterly amazed. Right, okay. Let's have a look for Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. I have the Americana re-release. That looks like a good choice. Press the play. Press the play. Good choice. Nice choice. Yeah, I just feel like it is. I just feel like I don't have any urge to buy one. I suppose it's nice and shiny, and the controllers are better apparently, but I'm not seeing any urge to do it. I have a colleague who's bought one, and I don't see them playing on it. I see them playing on the Steam Deck, of all things, which are blooming awesome, by the way. Why would you want a Switch 2 when Steam Deck is almost comparable to the blooming thing anyway? It's a very confusing time, We're in very confusing times, especially with the sort of appearance of the new Steam machine. That doesn't look like it's loading. Are you loading? No, that's not loading. Right, let's try this again. Try it again. Let's try the US Gold version of it, and we'll see if we can get that to load. This is not going well. Bruce Lee's one of my faves, though, as well, which kind of exciting. Kind of excited to play Bruce Lee. Yeah, I don't see it as... yeah. Not going quite as... Yeah, I don't think... yeah, Steam Machine has appeared, the new one. They did this before, 10 years ago. Didn't really work out, but that was before the number of sort of games that work on Steam it's like one in every so many games is now sort of, there's only a few that don't work on Steam's new operating system. Very few don't. It's the ones where they use anti-cheat that require Microsoft elements, and who cares? So yeah, they've got that coming out. I think that's a really good option for the console in your front room. And in fact, it's a PC. But it's a console, but it's a PC, but it's console, but it's PC, but it's console, and it's PC. So yeah, I think it's a damn good option. I mean, I've toyed with the idea myself of killing my Windows PC that I use for gaming, and just putting on a Linux version and just using it for my Steam and my GOG and my Epic Games, which by the way I still don't pay for. I just get the free one every week or the free 2 every week and just add it to my list, and now it's about 280 odd games I haven't got any paid for. But anyway, I do feel like, and of course they've done a virtual a new pair of sort of VR headset. I'm not really interested in that. I've played on VR before back in the day. Not very keen on it. Don't really like it. But some people do. And this seems like a fantastic option for even those people who aren't into PC gaming, because it's a console, but it's a PC, but it's a console, but it's a PC, but it's a console, but it's a PC, and it comes with a cool controller that's based on the Steam Deck. I'm going to say that with that ecosystem where you can buy the games from Steam. I know I talk about physical, but in this case we're talking PC games here. Who cares? It's not like it's for your old Spectrum or whatever else is. Still buy physical with that kind of stuff. Because it's such an easy ecosystem, you pick up games for pennies. 44p for some of the games that are selling at the moment. Some games are free, like that Evil Egg one that I played the other week. You pick them up for pennies on this system. I don't know. I'm already sort of sold on the environment for that, and I actually don't. I think the way that PCs have evolved have not been based on around physical ownership of media. It's evolved over time into a way to sort of GOG does its best to keep the old stuff alive, including some new stuff. There are plenty of people out there that are going to sort of survive the whole kind of thing, and if you are ever worried, GOG is the way to go, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very keen on it. I like the idea of it. I think it's a great option for people instead of buying a PlayStation 5 even or something else. I mean, Nintendo will still be Nintendo, by the way. They're just going to be fine. But I genuinely think that we're in a good time for this kind of stuff. Very good indeed. Right, okay, this is a fantastic game. This is one of my favourites. So we're Bruce up the top there. Now, if you play this 2-player, your friend can be that sumo wrestling dude over there. See a sumo wrestler? Yes. He would be your friend. Now, you can kick him in the face until they go down, or you can punch him. You can also punch. Look, there's punch. And that sumo wrestler, little ninja, They're trying to stop you collecting all of these lanterns. So the lanterns are here on this level to go around. There's an evil wizard that's only destroyed by, obviously, collecting evil lanterns. We're Bruce, and Bruce is obviously collecting these lanterns. And it's so good. I remember playing this for the first time, and it was on a Commodore 64, by the way. And the loading was the music as well from the beginning of the game. It's brilliant. But your friend could be the person who's beating you up, the sumo wrestler dude. Also just flying kicks and other things. He's the one that's going after you too. So he's trying to kill you while you're trying to get all of these bits and pieces. While you're trying to collect all these lanterns. I'm just concentrating because I'm collecting lanterns. As Bruce. I'll get this lantern here. They're trying to stop you doing this. Well, this is a fantastic platformer. So it's a beat 'em up and a platformer all at the same time. And as I said before, there is a modern day equivalent to this that is available. So he's trying to get me. It's not the AI on the computer isn't particularly good. Did you see, by the way, the animals' mouths were moving? Sorry, I'm going to move back so I can show you. So in the other room here, if you look, the hippo's mouth is moving, or it was, or it should have been. Oh no! Don't hit me! Hit me too many times, I fall down. I fall. Falls as your lives at the top of the corner screen. But yeah, basically it's great because of the fact that you can beat your friends up in a platformer. And I've just fell down and made a real hash of this. I may be in a problem here. Oh, I might be able to get those later. Those ones. Yes, I can. Thank goodness for that. They don't appear on certain levels, so this one they don't. Oh, yes, they do. I lie. There are certain rooms they don't appear on, so you've got to avoid the swords here. This is such a good game. Oh, sugar. I'm dead, though, now here. I've got to die to get the lantern to open the way down. Do-do-do. This is completable in about 20 minutes. We'll see how far I get. I don't know if I will. It's been a while. It has been a while, as they say, since I played this. It's been quite a while, actually. I'll make him walk into that. There we go. And then we drop down here. Got to time it to drop down. There we go. Got through. There's explosions on the floor now, by the way. Little things there. Oh, sugar. Got myself excited there. There we go. Drop down there. Oh, killed myself. Did I die? How many times? Oh, I've still got lives. Still got lives. Right, open that other door there. I mean, it's just a simple game. And as I said, first time I played it, Commodore 64. Great music when I was loading it. Loved that. Followed by... That was probably a stupid move there. Oh, missed it. This is a room they don't come into. But I remember the Commodore 64 version. Of course, he's green on the Commodore 64 version. And he is on the sort of cover and the loading screen. But fantastic game. I love this one. Because you jump over that. Because it's on the floor and it kills you. It's like a little ninja death thing. And go up here. And we go over here. We'll see how we do. We've got one fall left. Let's see if I can not be an idiot and die here too much. But yeah, I remember it was just... honestly, this is a platformer with beat-em-ups in it. With beating up in it. I mean, you could... Maybe this is your first Castlevania. Could it be? Maybe. I don't know. Could it be the first one? It very well could be. And... Oh, killed myself! No, I've got one life. I've got one life left. We're still okay. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Up. Up. Big jump. Oh! Big jump. Over. Big jump. Climb up. I'm just being not being a good boy here with this. Got to get all of these, otherwise I can't fight the wizard at the end. So it gets rid of them blades at the top there. Right, okay. Down we go. Climb down. Get that. Well done. And then we can climb back up again. Faster. Excellent. I think they respawn in here. Yeah, they do. There you go. They're coming. Coming for me. Of course, Brandon Lee also perished as well. It's sort of the curse of the dragon, I think they called it, didn't they? That was their... Oh, no! Don't hit me! Oh, God. I think I have to go all the way back round, though, to do this. Yeah, they got killed. I have to go all the way back round the way I came to get out back to that point, because you need to collect all of the lanterns, otherwise you're done. I'm going. There we go. Wow. It's a long way to go. Go on, quick. No, I landed on it. Oh my God, after all that, I did so well. Oh my goodness. Right, anyway, but yeah, Brandon went as well in The Crow, which was then he was sort of re-edited in a bit. It's a bit 90s when you see it. It's a bit pants, but it's all right. I mean, the movie itself is better than the modern day version, which I really didn't understand. Don't know what was going on, and I love the brilliant game, excellent game. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day. That's it, because well, to be fair, that's it. That's all the tapes. That's all we got. That's all we got. Anyway, tell your friends. Have a little, like and share and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Because if you subscribe, you can watch more of these. And you can watch all of these, or any of these, or some of the Spectrum stuff that I do, and some of the indie game stuff I do. I've got quite a good diverse sort of selection of things that I absolutely love. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next week with another episode of What's on Tape. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.